As mentioned before, one limitation of the demographic transition model is that it does not take into account migration. Migration is simply the movement of people from one place to another. For example, in the morning when you get breakfast, you migrate from your bedroom to your kitchen. However, geographically speaking, migration is usually interpreted as being on a much larger scale. For example, interregional migration involves the movement of people from region to region within a country. For example, rural to urban migration is very common in developing countries, and with rising house prices in Canada, urban to rural migration is often common, especially for people who used to live in bigger cities like Toronto. Transnational migration is the movement of people from country to country, often from developing to developed, as shown by the diagram on the right. Forced migration is a form of transnational migration, which typically refers to asylum seeking refugees who need a new home as a result of danger in their home country. Migrants are economically vital in many countries. For example, in Canada, they boost our GDP as our population ages and provide a stable workforce. In the Philippines, immigrants to developed countries often send back remittances to remaining family in that country and boost the GDP there. Now, push and pull factors are key to interpreting migration. A push factor being something that pushes people away from a certain area, and a pull factor being uh, a thing that brings people to a certain area. So I'll leave you with some time to brainstorm push and pull factors so you can just pause the video. Pull factors include safety, higher standards of living like better access to healthcare, education, and other services, being closer to family, as well as freedom in the country that one is going to. Push factors include armed conflict, environmental hazards, high costs of living, and poor wages. An example of an environmental hazard push factor in our country was the 2016 Fort McMurray fire, which forced people living in northern Alberta to move to southern Alberta as the situation was too dangerous to keep living in the Fort McMurray area.